It has been proven that May is the busiest month for me. We have 3 birthdays to celebrate in the family, and since it's the second to the last month before school ends, my daughter has a lot of written tests. That means that she needs my help a lot to prepare for those tests, especially for math. To keep up with everything that's to come, that's where my planner comes in handy to help me organize my time in the best possible way. So today we'll be setting up May in the monthly section of my planner as well as the cover page in the notes section. For those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Dragana and I'm a big planning and journaling enthusiast. If you're like me and you like journaling content, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, I use Sterling Inc.'s Common Planner in A5 size for everything. Planning, habit tracking, and memory keeping. As I was flipping through the notebook, I realized that I haven't used any of the kits from the Coffee Monsterz Co in a while, so I flipped through my kit stash and found this gorgeous monthly May kit. The theme of the kit is something like Spring Market Day or Farmer's Day, and it fits this month perfectly. I also pulled out the sticker sheet that came in one of the 2023 subscription pen pals, a couple of the Coffee Monsterz Co washi tapes, and vinyl stickers. Some I used for the monthly spread, but others were used to set up the cover page in the daily portion of the notebook. One of the things that I love about the Coffee Monsterz Co stickers is that they're removable. So if you place a sticker somewhere and then realize that it doesn't fit or need to move it around, you can easily lift it off and it won't tear the paper below. That's the situation I have had here. I pasted the full box sticker and the May header without thinking to align them with the days of the week row. So once I started placing down days of the week stickers, I realized what I've done and I just had to lift off the big sticker and align it properly. Maybe it's just me, but when stickers aren't aligned properly, it bothers me a lot. Are you the same way, or is this just one of my quirks? I like it when my spreads are colorful, especially when I use the Coffee Monsterz Co stationery, so I simply had to cover the dates using the date dots that complement this kit. They do have to be purchased separately though, and it's not necessary to cover the dates in this planner since the font used doesn't stand out at all, but this is just something that I like to do. I think I've mentioned this before, but if you have the fear of a blank page, like I often do, and then I tend to overthink how to decorate the spread, start with the most obvious part of the spread, whatever that is for you, days of the week row, or dates, or the sidebar. Once you start with the part of the spread that you're most comfortable with, the rest of the decorations will come easier, and you won't overthink it too much anymore. My comfort zone when setting up a new spread, whether that's a monthly or a weekly spread, is the days of the week row. Somehow, every time I decorate that row, the inspiration kicks in and the fear of the blank page is gone. After placing all the days of the week and date dot stickers, it was time to work on the sidebar. On the date dot sticker sheet, there was a to-do sticker that I wanted to use, but since the background is white, I didn't want to paste it on the page just like that. That's why I layered it on top of one of the rectangular stickers with blue background. I love layering stickers a lot because that gives the stickers a bit of dimension and they don't look flat, if that makes sense. Below the to-do header, I placed a couple of round stickers to mark the spots where I'll jot down the most important task for the month. Usually, I only have 5 or 6 most important ones that I should focus on. The rest of the tasks are mostly daily things that are recorded in my weekly spreads. The washi strips I used on the bottom of the page are also one of the complementary add-ons. They are printed on washi paper, which is perfect in my opinion because this type of paper doesn't bulk up the planner. The first time I started using the Hobonichi Cousin in 2023, I used a lot of regular washi tapes and both the top and the bottom of the notebook were more bulked than the middle section of the notebook. Anyway, the washi strips are longer than the width of the page and had to be shortened, but I don't throw away the scrap pieces. I always find a spot where I could use them like I did here. The leftover washi strip I placed below my to-do list on the sidebar to separate it from the section below it. Since my to-do list is rather short and I had blank space left on the sidebar, I pasted another rectangular sticker from the kit below the strip of washi, and on top of that sticker I layered the happy moment sticker. I'll use that part of the sidebar to write a couple of words about the highlights of the month. One of the things I always have small issues with is what to do with the date boxes of the calendar that belong to the previous or next month. Sometimes I covered them with stickers, other times I leave them blank. For this month I decided to track my social media stats, but I might do something else next month. The thing is, I never know what to do with those boxes, and for some reason it really bothers me when I leave them blank. So help me out here please. What do you use these boxes for? Give me some ideas please. In case I haven't mentioned this before, these stickers don't handle fountain pens very well if the pens have bigger nibs. The pen I used here, Pilot Vanishing Point, has an extra fine nib, so I could pull off writing on the sticker, but I normally use a gel pen for that. I just didn't have one with me while I was setting up this spread. Also, it seems that no matter how much I tried not to have my head in the camera, my nose ended up in it. So sorry about that. I only noticed it while I was editing the video. Every time I do a monthly setup, I don't have that many things to write because at the beginning of the month I don't have that many appointments made or events. I usually start by jotting down my subscriptions, due date for bills, birthdays if there are any, and my husband's travel dates. The rest of the appointments will be written down here once I make them. Since I still don't work, my monthly spreads still look rather empty compared to the weekly spreads, for example. So to make the spread look a bit busier, so to speak, I like to use two inks when writing things down. Black ink is for the subscriptions and due dates of bills, whereas the second color, in this case brown, is for the appointments and other things. What I also love using in my monthly and weekly spreads as well are tiny icons from the Coffee Monsterz Co. They're also printed on washi paper and don't take up too much space, but you can still perfectly emphasize with them anything important that needs to be visible on the page when you open up your planner. And to finish off the monthly spread, I added this gorgeous final sticker of an emoji on a carrot to the bottom right corner of the right page. Now, let's set up the cover page for May in the daily section of this planner. The decoration style of the cover page was inspired by Anna from Journal Away. This year she's using the Hobonichi Cousin, and when she decorates her cover pages in the daily section, she often uses this wide script washi tape from her shop. The washi tape is called Time to Journal and it's from her tiny bookshop collection. I believe that it's still available for purchase, so I'll pop the link in the description box below. Actually, I'll link all the products that I use in this video that are available for purchase. A little disclaimer here, I purchased everything with my own money and all the opinions of the quality of products I use are fully objective. The only reason why I have the links in the description box is to make it easier for you to find the product that you like if you want to buy it yourself. I won't earn anything from it. Anyway, back to the cover page setup. I placed a strip of the washi tape along the edge of the left page, and on top of it I pasted the vinyl sticker with a large mushroom and emoji. While the monthly spread is decorated with a market day theme, for this spread I went with the cottagecore theme from the Coffee Monsterz Co. If I'm not mistaken, both the sticker sheet and the 3 washi tapes I used here are from the same 2023 Pen Pal subscription, and as far as I know, they're not being sold anymore. When I started decorating this spread, I didn't really have an idea how I'll do it. I just started placing washi tapes and stickers and sort of went with the flow. Truth be told, I obsess more with how my monthly or weekly spreads will look like than my daily pages. I don't know why, but I'm way more relaxed when I decorate the daily portion of this journal. After placing all the washi tapes, I decided to hand letter the month header. I could have written it directly on the page, but I actually wanted to layer it slightly on top of the script washi tape. I used the brown mild liner to hand letter May, and I think it turned out quite okay. At first, I ripped the paper around the header because I thought it would look better, but since the paper I used is rather thick, the ripping didn't go that well and I didn't like the looks of it. So I fussy cut around the letters and that looked much better. Not that you can see much of the cutting because I kept doing it off camera, but you get the gist of what I did. With the header in its place, I proceeded with adding stickers everywhere on the page where it made the most sense, and the left hand side of the spread was done. On the right hand side of the spread, I wrote down the journaling prompts for May. They can also be found on the Coffee Monsterz Co website, and I'll pop the link down below as well. With the same brown mild liner I lettered May with, I made a swatch on top of the page and wrote journaling prompts with a fountain pen. I prefer to do it this way because if you write with a fountain pen first, you need to wait for a while for the ink to dry. This way the highlighter dries faster and you can write on top of it without the fountain pen ink smudging, which is something that can happen if you first write with a fountain pen and don't wait long enough for the ink to dry. I have had more than enough of these types of accidents in the past. I added the remaining stickers from the cottagecore sticker sheet and highlighted every other row with gray mild liner. The last decoration thing I wanted to add was a piece of vellum, which is something I always add to my cover pages. At first, I thought of using the vellum with veggies and fruits, but I didn't feel like it fit. Instead, I used the grey vellum with emoji heads on it, and that choice seemed much better. What I like to do when I add vellums in my journals is I like to paste them down with a strip of scotch tape rather than gluing them down directly on the page with a double-sided glue tape. If I use glue, they'll be fully stuck to the page, and that can be annoying when you want to write. By using the scotch tape, I snuggle the vellum as much as possible to the inner edge of the page and press down the tape on the other page. This way, the vellum stays free and you can lift it up easier when you write. I don't know how much sense my explanation makes, but hopefully you can get what I'm saying while watching me do it. With the decorating part being done, I proceeded to write down all the journaling prompts. I did it off camera because I don't think it's too entertaining watching me write 31 questions. And right when I thought I was done and showed you the finalized spreads, I realized that I forgot to add the monthly tab for May, so I did that as well. And with that, I finished my setup. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you've watched till the end, drop a comment below, including your favorite emoji. On the end screen, you'll find the link of my Hobonichi cousin Plan With Me videos that you can watch if you want, and below that will be a video that YouTube thinks you'll find interesting to watch. I'll be seeing you again very soon. Bye!